So I'm going to think here, what story should I tell now? I'm going to tell a story about something that really pissed me off and has for a long time. I went to Birmingham, Alabama to go to mortuary school, and I was lucky enough to get a job at Roebuck Chapel. Bill Counts, the guy in charge of the mortuary program, knew everybody, and he was kind enough to help me get a job. So I started working at Roebuck Chapel Funeral Home, and there was a guy named Ray Hill there, who was probably 7 or 8 years older than I am, maybe a little older than that, and we became pretty good friends. Very even temperament guy, we liked each other. And when I finished mortuary school, I actually kept it up with him and communicated with him over the years. And eventually, things fell apart with my dad working in Pensacola. Dad was trying to sell the funeral homes behind my back, and I found out about it, which confirmed why he was being so fucking nasty with me all the time. I'd been working there for a long time, busting my ass, and all he wanted to do was just bitch about everything all the time. They got to be pretty untenable. Well, in the meantime, Ray had become the manager at Roebuck Chapel, and he was trying to recruit me to come back. So I did. That meant I had to sell my house, which I really didn't want to do, and we loaded up the kids, moved to Birmingham, Alabama, and I started working at Roebuck Chapel Funeral Home. And everything went real well for about the first year, and one day Ray called me in the office and there showed me some papers that were required for every case, and it was the clothing slip. The man had come to the funeral home in a body bag from the morgue. He really didn't have any clothes or personal effects, and I had signed the form myself instead of having the family sign it, because it was embarrassing to say, will you please sign for the body bag that your dad came to the funeral home in? Well, that was apparently enough for Ray to fire me. I couldn't believe it. I mean, my friend, and especially over something that trivial. But Rideouts was tied up in a legal suit over stuff, and they were just hard fucking core of paperwork. So that was like on a Friday, and he had called me in on my day off, of all things, to fire me. So I sat on ice Saturday and Sunday, and Sunday night he called me back and said I could come back to work on Monday. And I realized that he was making a statement of some sort by showing how serious they were about this paperwork. So I went back to the funeral home and I swore vengeance. I did. I didn't try to sell anything expensive. I didn't try to do anything more than the absolute minimum to stay out of trouble and fly under the radar. And at the same time, I started going to UAB for an accounting degree because I was getting the fuck out of the funeral business. Damn it, if it wasn't about a year later, I had a family where the man had gotten married late in life and had grown children who didn't like his new wife. Well, when he's dead, the wife's the next of kin. And I'd seen this set up before, so I was deferential to the wife while the son was standing there hooking over me and, all worried and nervous that, he wasn't going to have any responsibility for his own father's funeral. Went into the casket room and I did what I was taught to do and took notes about the funeral. And this time they wanted to take a certain piece of flowers to a Catholic church. And flowers are forbidden to be in a Catholic funeral. But Father O'Connor, this grouchy goddamn Italian priest that nobody liked. I don't know why a priest can be so fucking ornery and get away with it. Standing at the door of the church when Ken Stinson arrived with the funeral without those flowers. And the priest pitched a fucking fit in front of the family. Where are the flowers? The family was all upset. And they complained back to Ray, and I took the fall for it. And this time I got fired and I didn't get my job back. And I had about 6 more months of accounting work to finish, which I was able to do because my dad loaned me $5,000 to support myself while I worked at McDonald's, and I had food stamps and unemployment. I limped through, and in the meantime finished my accounting work. And Pam's cousin, John Cherry, hired me to work at the Lakeview Center in Pensacola, so we all went back to Pensacola. And I haven't seen Ray Hill since then, and that's been 30 years ago, and I still hate that goddamn son of a bitch. He was my friend, and he treated me like a piece of shit and fired me and put me and my family on the goddamn breadline for something I didn't even do. Instead of understanding those kinds of families and finding out what happened and maybe giving Ken the boot because he's the one that actually fucked it up, no, they got rid of me. You know what? So fuck the funeral business. Fuck Ray Hill. I hope that goddamn son of a bitch is dead. Hope he had a real slow, painful death. And I tell you, if I ever had a painful life-terminal disease and thought that some bitch was still alive, I'd hunt him down and I would kill the cocksucker. That's how much I hate him. What the fuck is the matter with people? It got to me a lot that you cannot mess with a man's livelihood. I mean, that's how they pay their bills and buy food and take care of their family. And if you got some quibbling little problem with them, I'll just fire the son of a bitch. That's cruel. That's the kind of shit that causes people to go postal and get the gun and go back and just shoot the shit out of everybody. It's stuff like that. You don't give people an opportunity to grow. You don't try to support them. And it's just wrong. I am pro-people. So when I got in management, I felt like that, and I was very careful with the people that were under me. I was their boss, and I could have been the hard-ass son of a bitch to fire them if I wanted to, I guess. For what, though? For showing up late, for taking a ream of paper, for making a mistake. I took all those things as opportunities to build rapport with a person, to make them feel valuable and important, and to give them an opportunity to grow and accept more responsibility. And I never had to fire anybody. You know, even though I acted like that with the people around me, to this day I don't have not even one friend or acquaintance that survived my work career. So maybe being the nice guy didn't really fucking matter. And like I said every morning, in the shower, fuck everybody. Especially the goddamn son of a bitch Ray Hill.